losing myself.
Cable kickbacks, you'll stand at the cable machine facing the weight stack with a slight bend in your knees and at your hips. You will kick your leg up, fully extending it with a pause at the top and lowering it right back down. Glute bridges, you will begin laying flat on the mat. You will be performing a thrusting motion, pushing through the heels with a squeeze at the top and slowly lowering your hips right back down. A single leg glute bridge will be performed similarly with one foot off of the mat. You'll be pushing up through your heels, squeezing at the top, and slowly lowering it right back down. Hamstring rollout, you'll begin by laying flat on the mat, resting your feet up against the stability ball. You will squeeze your core and hips to form a straight line with your body, rolling the ball out and in, completing the rollout motion. Lying leg extensions, you will start by laying flat on your stomach, resting your hips against the edge of either a box or a bench. Your feet will start touching the ground. You will slowly lift your legs up, squeezing your glutes at the top and lowering your legs right back down. Curtsy lunges can be done either with or without a weight. You'll start with your feet shoulder width apart. You're gonna lunge back, crossing one foot behind the other and pushing off of that front foot. You will continue to repeat through the entire set. To do a double pulse curtsy lunge, it's gonna be the same motion, stepping one foot behind the other, but give me 2 pulses at the very bottom and push off of that front foot at the top. Good mornings. You will start with your feet shoulder width apart. I have the barbell on top of my shoulders. My hands are right outside of those shoulders. To complete the motion, there will be a slight bend in your knees. You'll hinge forward at the hips, pausing at the bottom, allowing for a stretch in the hamstrings, and returning right back to the top. And a reverse lunge. You're going to start with your feet hip width apart. You're going to step back, lowering your leg until your knee just about touches the ground and pushing off with that front foot. You will repeat through the entire set. Double pulse reverse lunge is going to be similar to the standard lunge. You're going to step back, lowering your knee until it's just above the ground. At the bottom, you're going to give 2 pulses. So pulse down for 1, come about halfway up, drop right back down for the second pulse, pushing off with your front foot. Walking lunges, you're going to lunge forward, chest is up, looking straight ahead. All the weight is in that front foot, pushing off, and the back leg does not hit the ground. Romanian deadlift, the starting position, your feet are shoulder width apart. Your hands are holding the barbell right outside of your thighs, and there's a slight bend in your knees. Make sure your chest is up before you begin. You will slowly lower, hinging at the hips, dropping the bar to your shins and pulling it right back up. Staggered stance, Romanian deadlift. You are going to stagger your feet. All the weight is in that front foot. The back foot is just there for support. There is a slight bend in your knees. You drop down to bring the weights to your shin, pausing at the bottom and bringing it right back up to finish the deadlift. Sumo squat, your feet are going to be a little bit wider than shoulder width, toes pointed out. It is a wider stance squat. Your knees are going to be pointed out as you squat down, dropping it low. Your back is straight and returning right back up to standing position. Everybody's favorite, ball slams. You're gonna pick the ball up above your head, fully extending your arms, throwing it down, catching the ball at the bottom of the squat, and going right back up to the top. So make sure arms are fully extended, catching it down in that squat. Bulgarian split squats. It's very similar to a lunge. The back foot is going to be elevated, resting on either a box or a bench. You're going to drop into a lunging position, making sure the front knee does not come over the toes, your chest is up, and you're looking straight ahead. This can be done either with weights or without. A lateral bench step over. This can be done with either a bench or a box. You're going to step up on to the box, jump on over to the other side. Notice the weight is up at my chest, and I'm jumping from one side to other, keeping that balance with that foot that's on the box. Next, you'll see a modified version. If you can't jump over, if you feel that you'll hurt yourself in doing so, you can step all the way up onto the box and right back down to the other side. Try to get some speed with it and keep that tension in your glutes. Notice that's why my legs are bent the entire time. For the hip thrust, you're gonna see two different variations. The first is without weights, so you can practice your form. My shoulders are up against a box or either a bench. Then I'm dropping down, noticing my head is staying forward the entire time. That motion should really be in your hips. Your back should not be swinging. Your feet form a 90-degree angle with your legs, and you're thrusting through your hips. Here you'll see a weighted hip thrust. It's still that same motion. My feet are at a 90-degree angle. My shoulder is resting up against the box. I'm gonna thrust up, pausing at the top, dropping it slow and controlled back down. Really focus on that squeeze at the top and to make sure that you're not swinging with your entire body. Goblet squats. There's a couple different ways to hold the weight on the goblet squats. Some people like to hold it up at their chest. You can also drop it down low. Either way works, but make sure the form is important. Your feet are pointed out. My knees are going out in that squat as well. Chest is up. You're dropping it nice and low and making sure not to arch your back. Again, really focus on that squeeze at the top. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for joining my Everything But guide. I hope you found these videos helpful. If you have any other questions, feel free to call me, text me, whatever it is you need to do, but we're going to grow those glutes, girl.